Right, so I'm back again. It's 7 o'clock in the evening, Tuesday evening, and this is how far I've got. I finished the shank on there, and this taper was just because I had the cutter. Where are we? Oh, up here. It's because I had the cutter ground just like that. So there was and as I was going along, I had the tool at that angle going along. So that gave me almost a 45, I guess, taper angle, I should say. And what I did was took it out of the four-jaw and chopped off the, as usual I'm not organised, and chopped off this section here, cut that off on a bandsaw, and then I faced this face. Now on the drawing he has the distance from that point there to here, he has it at 530, and that should, at 60 degree, that should give the right angle, the right distance. And he has a little bit of the angle doesn't come right up to this face, it's just in, so there's a flat surface around the diameter there, right at the very end. So there's a flat surface, just, or maybe 5 thou wide, something like that. And so anyway, I faced it off, and I've now got it almost to that size, just in case something transpires that's not quite right. So now what I've done is I've put my top slide on the cross slide, and I tighten it up here. You'll see, if you look at some of my earlier videos, I modified this, the original top slide, made a deeper base, and incorporated the clamping device the same as the hard-hinge HLV lathes, tool room lathes, and it's just a headed button that with a hole going across it and an eccentric pin that goes in it. You'll see it on one of my videos, and once you've set the angle, I can't do it now, but anyway, this Allen key goes into the end of the eccentric screw, and just by turning it that way, that much, this then becomes loose, and just by turning it, or maybe from 12 till maybe 10 past 12, it locks this up solid on the cross slide. So it works very well. Anyway, not much room. This is one of the problems of doing oversized jobs on a little lathe, and I'm right at the end of my travel on the cross slide, and I barely got, because of this new system I put on here. This is an adjustable tool holder with a 1/4 inch slot in the face, and to hold the tool bits, and of course this extra length causes a bit of a problem in setting this thing up and having enough room to complete the job. I think I've got it set now so that it's gonna do the whole job without going into the chuck and also coming out past this diameter here, so which will enable me to finish off the 60-degree angle that's on there. And I've just started doing it now. Because I have a quarter slot and not a 3/8 slot in this holder, this holder is adjustable and it moves up and down, not very much, but it does move up and down. And with a where are we? With a in the dovetail here, the male dovetail, I have a recess in the dovetail face, and this set screw goes through and it sits in that slot, and just by undoing this and screwing up or unscrewing, then I can move the tool holder up and down to find center height. So that's nice and tight. I've used this before and it's really quite solid. So that's that. Now the other thing was that this is really tough stuff, and I think I'm going to have a job with HSS. But what I have is a quarter inch tool bit, quarter square tool bit made from crowbolt. It's called crowbolt, and it's much tougher than HSS, but it's not as tough as carbide. And so that's the tool that I'm using. I reground the other end to cope with this situation here, the assembly, and it seems to be machining okay. So I'll just continue now to machine this 60-degree angle. This thing here I was going to modify this unit the same as I have on the cross slide, the index ring, adjustable index ring. And so it meant extending this lead screw shaft out further, and I never finished it. So this piece here is just it just needs to be taken off and revert back to this unit, just using this. One of the reasons for that is because of the extra length involved in making a adjustable index ring, is that when this is swung around that way, there's not an awful lot of room because of this bar at the back, so I decided to leave it. So that's the situation now. So I'll start the machine up and we'll do a little bit of machining, and hopefully we'll get it finished. So okay, I've got it running at, I had it running at 500-600, and that was too fast. There was a lot of juddering and nasty sounds. So I've now got it down to 433, and it seems to be working fine at that point. So I just put a little cut on the cross slide, and I just gently, it's going to take a bit of time. It's machining now. It's going to take a while, but luckily I've got a 45 on there, so that's a good start. I got nice chips coming off, nice clean chips, so that's good. I just don't want to take a big cut, because if I do and the tool gets blunt because of that, it means I've got to take the tool bit out and I've got to reset everything, and so I'm just going to take my time. It takes a little cut when you go back down again. I've kind of found that with the top slide, even on larger lathes. I don't know whether it's spring or what. Yeah, it's singing, yeah, see? That's the trouble. Maybe I should go faster. Okay, let's try that. Just go a bit faster on the feed. It's singing a bit, so that's maximum, I would say. Yeah, it's tough stuff. Pretty nice finish. This little tool bit, it's about 1.5 inches long. It's just a short tool bit. They do a nice 3/16 diameter as well, from the same material, and it's only about 1.5 inches long and 1/4 inch square, and it only costs $14, so I don't consider that that's really bad. I just set the cross slide or the top slide over with a protractor. I consider that that's probably going to be good enough. When I notch out for the insert on the mill, I'll probably use a sine bar, a 5-inch sine bar. There's a bit more room to do it. I could have done it, I would have liked to have done it here if I could, to get it exactly, but there's just not enough room on these little lathes, these little machines. Not bad. Been thinking about tapping this material. I've ordered some screws, the 440 screws, And I think what I'll do is I'll make a shallower thread on it. Take out, make the hole, tapping hole a bit bigger, and just to help with the tapping. Gonna have to be very careful tapping this material. I'll have to use a brand new tap, 440 tap. Yeah. Getting pretty close to it now. there's the cuttings, nice cuttings. I'm not going to worry too much about the finish because it's all clearance anyway. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll call that a day, I think. Let's get a bit of this. Yeah, I think that will do. There we go. So that's that. That's that. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that's good. So now what I'll do is I'll take the chuck off and screw it onto my dividing head and set it all up at the correct angles and put in the notch. Better make sure I put the notch in the right way. So yeah, that goes around that way. Yeah, so it goes in there. Yeah. Okay, well I'll call off now, and I'll see you again another time. Thanks for watching.